Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of our Star Wars Out in the Dark. I am the Ravenous Harkon. My name is Will. I'll be your storyteller this evening. And last we left off, we were missing Dr. Shakti, and Flid grilled our captain. Uh, so we got to see a little bit of Silas and Eedee being rambunctious young boys with no one to tell them no. And as you can tell by my tone of voice, nothing terrible happened. Uh, they did perform a little bit of misdirection, and Silas ended up stealing Dr. Shakti's lightsaber, which was given to her by Flid after the Jedi wielding it was destroyed by a kind of force lightning. And in a little bit of a conversation between Eedee and Flid, Eedee ended up manifesting a new force power of receptive telepathy, kind of using it to scour Flid's upper thoughts. Uh, And then they took the little drone, which they have now called Charlie. And I would be remiss if I didn't take a moment to enforce that Eedee's character Brandon has called the droid CHRL3, and that's how he spells Charlie. Uh, but kids and their TikToks. Silas tried to turn on the lightsaber and ended up destroying the kyber crystal inside. Um, Not him himself, but putting stress on the kyber crystal after the lightning surged through it. But he also, in turning it on and kind of holding the crystal in his hand, heard the sound of a child's laughter and the sounds of someone explaining the difference between Shien and Gemso, which is the fifth form of the lightsaber forms of attack and defense. Then the two of them went up into the ziggurat, the upside down ziggurat, the Jedi Temple, where they saw a helipad mural of sorts. They fought one of the temple guards, and then they found what was the mess hall and the dormitories, at least on this portion of the ziggurat, where they found several pieces of documentation and notes from some of the bodies on the second lightsaber form, which is called Makashi. They found an ancient lightsaber, the predecessor of the current lightsaber, with its powered backpack. And they also found out that there were a group, this planet was host to different non Jedi's, among them what would become known as the Tipo Paladins and the Monks of Shimura, which are little esoteric tidbits for those of you that know the lore, the old lore, not the new lore. They discovered the ghost of a Sarian male named Ictris, one of the students of Master Shimura himself, and he revealed to Silas that it was not Doman Crow that was the one that stole Nella away from them, but rather their shared master. And after trying to have Ictris kind of find out the information, he also revealed that Doman was hiding it from him, keeping it from him, that his loyalty was much stronger than any other virtue Doman espoused. Uh, they were also then treated to a bit of a vision of what the temple grounds were like for Ictris growing up, and how it was never meant to be buried in the earth as it is right now, that it was at one point floating, using the kyber crystals as a source of buoyancy to keep it in the air. Eedee tried to find another way up after being told that they shouldn't by Ictris and that they weren't mentally prepared to handle what was up there. Uh, and in pushing through the force, they felt three pushbacks from above them on the surface. Silas recognized Nella, Eedee recognized Doman, but neither one of them could figure out that third push, that third kind of pull on the force. But we left off with the two of them descending back into the cavern, where they saw that a second and third village of Vergethen had arrived. And unfortunately, we don't have Dr. Shakti or Eedee with us today, but we do have the other two boys. Excuse me. Good to see you guys.
You too, sir.
So,
You?
a little bit of house cleaning with Flid as Eedee and Silas left you to go exploring. You were helping with the food preparation, and after a moment, there was a bit of a shake in the cavern, and some of the crystals on the ziggurat started to illuminate, soft glows. Um, it filled the cavern with this iridescent kind of colorful splash, and as slabs of stone made their way off of the ziggurat to create a kind of stairway, you could see that Eedee and Silas were climbing up into the ziggurat. Unfortunately, as they climbed up, every step they took floated back up and rejoined the ziggurat, making any chance of following them almost impossible. So you are left with Dr. Shakti to kind of help with the whole acclimation, helping them kind of prepare, helping with the sick, helping with dinner. Seeing Silas and Eedee kind of disappear into the ziggurat, what do you think Flid would be doing?
Oh boy. I'm in the middle of cooking, right?
Mhm.
Right. I look around, make sure nobody else saw them.
A couple people looked in the direction after the whole shake of the cavern, but nobody like went after them or did anything to try to stop them.
Okay. So I just like wipe my forehead. Oh man. I wash my hands
Mhm.
as usual. And then I'm like, I can't believe it. They're gonna get themselves into now.
Yeah. There's a quiet moment that you have to yourself, and you see a small Vergethen child come over to you. He has a lopsided kind of gourd-like fruit and a very dull knife that he's trying to kind of dig into it with, and he's almost on the verge of tears, and he kind of holds each of the things up to you in his hands. Can I get some help, please?
Of course, of course. Come. Let's see what you got here. Is he tall enough to reach the counter?
Not at all. He's like, if he gets on his tippy toes, he can look over the counter.
I see if there's anything around, like like that I can use, like a stool, a stepping stool.
Yeah, doesn't take too long to find one.
Bring. I push it with my feet, so I don't have to pick it up, so I don't have to get my hands dirty.
Uh-huh.
Uh, let's see what you got here, and I look at what he has.
It's a tika
Out.
fruit.
Tika fruit.
Mm-hmm.
Have I ever had tika fruit or know what it is?
Make. Oh, let's have you make the first roll of the night then.
Find out
Um.
what type of fruit is tika fruit.
Mm-hmm. You could try your agriculture. You could try your streetwise. Either one of them would be fine.
Tika.
Ika fruit. 12. You've heard of tika fruit here and there. You've never been able to taste it. It's supposed to be a little bit of sweet and sour.
All right. I know how to peel it, or is there a certain way to peel or cut it? Seeds, maybe.
The with the roll, you know that the seeds are part of what makes it sour. So, depending on whether you want it to be more sweet or more sour, you either cut from the rind or cut from the heart.
All right. So look to see what I'm making again. Guess I'm making nice stew.
Yeah.
The beginning. I don't want it to be too sweet or sour per se. Instead of the stew, I'm gonna put the stew to the side for a moment and probably prepare like a uh any meat or anything.
They do not have any meat.
Like a salad then I guess. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna do like a sweet and sour salad.
Okay. You see him
Uh,
picking out only the tika fruit in the beginning and just kind of shoving it in his mouth like watermelon.
all right. How is that, buddy?
He's good, thank you.
Uh, Is that your knife right there?
He's my daddy's knife.
Mind if I look at it really quick?
He holds it out to you.
Look at it. I'm gonna sharpen the blade, not too much because it is a child.
Mhm.
Just enough that the child will be able to cut the fruit a little bit.
Okay.
He can pretty much help my little sous chef in a sense.
Yeah. As you handle the knife, excuse me, you notice that there's a bloody thumbprint on the handle.
Did you say you got this knife?
And it catches you off guard because it is a little bit sticky still. Like, I got it from my daddy.
Yeah.
Had it in his hand.
Uh, okay. Where's your daddy now?
He's sleeping over there, and you see him point in the direction.
I look in the direction.
There are a couple of Vergethen that are just kind of like on the floor.
I have the knife. I'm gonna hold on to this really quick. Just stay here and start washing the fruit. Okay.
Okay.
What is your name?
Chilis.
All right, Julius. Stay here and wash the fruit and wait for me to come back and we'll get some fruit ready and chopped up. All right.
Okay. He
I
takes another one of those gourd-like things and takes it to the water source.
head towards in the direction of where he pointed his father and where I saw the sleeping.
You see that there is a male Vergethen and a young female Vergethen, and they're both look to be bleeding from the upper back. There is what looks to be a massive wasp stinger coming out of both of their upper backs. And you can see that they're slowly either crawling or being pulled because you can see tracks.
What
Yeah.
about the kid's father?
Oh, they're both dead.
They're all dead. Every pretty much. How
The
many are there? There's
two.
two
There's
of them,
two of
right?
them, and there is this kind of similar looking plant on a more massive scale. Think about maybe 3.5 feet tall, maybe about 5 feet long. And you can see that some of the vines are coming from it to the two bodies, and it's being pulled. They're being pulled towards it.
I jump on top of the bodies, their legs, and I'm
Mhm.
like, stop, help, help. And I start yelling to see if anybody can see what's going on. Help me out here.
You see a couple of Vergethen who are nearby kind of look over in your direction as you yell for help, and one of them pulls out what looks to be a machete, and they come running over and they start to hack at the vines. The second that one of the vines is cut away from the bodies, the pod, the gourd-like thing, opens up like a little giant maw. And you just see this kind of row of hardened teeth, kind of like 2 or 3 rows, almost like a shark. There's this thick, undulating tongue that's kind of like flicking itself back and forth, and you hear a high-pitched screech, and it starts to pull the vines even faster. You can save one of the bodies. Which one do you want to save?
His father.
Okay. So taking the knife and kind of pointing the guy with the machete over, you cut him free. You see the female is swallowed up. You hear the heavy crunching as the massive upper and lower lip kind of come down once, twice, 3 times, and just start to like digest this poor girl. And
They were both dead, though, right?
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
You can see that if you start to cut up the clothing that this guy has, where the stinger impaled itself, there's these black and purple veins coming out, almost like there was some kind of poison injected into him. Uh, his eyes have rolled back. There is foam at the corners of his mouth, uh, and he. It looks like he stopped breathing maybe like half an hour ago.
Truly. I go to somebody. Do you guys, any of you know Chulis?
One of them points over at the little kid still washing the fruit.
It was his father.
They nod.
Happens to Chulis now.
He is taken in by the rest of the villagers. He is taken to the elder. He will say which family must take care of him now. And you see one of them kind of bend down and taking some cloth to cover his hands, he grabs the pieces of the kyber crystal that Chulis's father had around his neck, and he takes them over to the elder. He kind of points in the direction, and you see some of the people kind of come over and they start to fence off the plant and put up warning signs. The elder kind of comes over, performs what looks to be a last rites. Then he kind of turns to you softly and he's like, I would like to thank you for being here, distracting the boy. It's unfortunate these plants never grow to this size.
It's, I don't know. One has to tell Chulis, his father.
I will tell his mother first and let her decide what the best course of action to take.
What about the woman, the other one.
Without a face, do not know who she belonged to.
Is there anything distinct that I remember from seeing her? Maybe kyber crystal or anything I can bring up to him?
No, even the plant has eaten the kyber crystal.
I see what color it was though.
By the time you got to her, she would have been dead already, so there would have been no color.
Uh, about clothing, anything.
He just kind of sighs and he's like, "We will ask around to see who might be missing. Then once we find out, we will hold a vigil for her. For now, it is best if you stay away from the outer edges of the garden. It looks like this is not the only occurrence of some fruit and vegetalia that has been tampered with."
Yeah, we we got to be careful. I mean, could have been a little kid. I could have been Chuli's. He literally was just here and nothing happened to him. Been if it was a child instead and not father or the woman.
I understand your concern being addressed. And as he kind of puts his hand on your shoulder, you hear some people kind of yelling. There's an excitement that suddenly starts to surge. And from one of the other tunnels, you can see the torchlight as another group of Vergethen have arrived.
Oh, I guess I'll continue helping out. We have a meal and feast to celebrate, right?
We celebrate the good things, Flid, because the bad things remind us we celebrate for.
I get it. Get it. Or you can count on me to one one great tasting meal that will bring nothing but happiness and joy in our bellies and in our souls.
He nods and he's just like, "This is what your children would have wanted, Flid." And he kind of claps you on the shoulder again and he starts to walk towards the new Vergethen.
Like I started thinking, I never told them about my children.
Correct.
Look over at Chuli's.
He's started to peel the fruit, the tika fruit that he washed. And like he peels a circular portion, he kind of pops it out and puts it in his mouth, spits out the rind, does it again.
What you doing there, bud?
I am okay. This is much better now that the knife is sharper.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. You wash them good, right? Wash the tika fruit good.
Yeah, I washed it.
Good.
Got,
All right.
got rid of all the dirt.
Good job, buddy. Good job. See now. So you peeled it off, right? Now we're gonna chop them. We're gonna chop them into pieces. We're gonna do a rough chopped. Okay.
Okay, what about the seeds?
Seeds. Hmm. Seeds are sour.
He puts one in his mouth. And you see his face scrunch up like a little kid who's tasted lemon for the first time. and his
We'll,
tongue
we'll,
just sticks out, and the seed falls onto the floor.
we'll get-
Uh,
what we're gonna do, we're gonna feed them. We're gonna gather all the seeds together, okay?
don't eat the seed. It's sour.
This, yeah, but the seeds are gonna be good. Trust me. Sour can be very useful and very tasty if done right. Okay.
Okay.
First, we're gonna de-seed them. Then we're gonna chop off the fruit, and rough chop it, nice little chunks, and we're gonna create get some of the uh, lettuce. I'm guessing whatever
Mhm.
whatever greens they have.
Sure.
I'm gonna chop them up as well. Create like a salad. The chunks of fruit inside that salad. I'm gonna get the seeds and I'm gonna create like a paste with the seeds, a saucy paste.
Oh, like a
It's
vinaigrette.
like a dressing.
Okay.
Yeah, like a little vinaigrette to pour on top of the fruit, the tikka fruit and the greens.
You do getting fancy.
Yeah, you know.
The second you guys set up the table, kind of start dinner, you see another bit of fanfare as from one of the other tunnels, you see more torchlight, and you see a third group of Vergethen arrive. And at this point, you see that there's just jovial happiness, that only the people who were affected by the incident earlier are kind of like off to the side and being somber. Everybody else is kind of in a happy mood. Even Chulis is kind of sitting with his mother, eating some of that tikka fruit salad. Uh, and although he did not have a good experience with the seed before, he is dipping it into the vinaigrette that you made, and kind of urging his mom to taste it as well.
Smile and nod my head.
There's a moment, excuse me, the cavern shakes slightly, and you see the stairway rebuild itself, and Eedee and Silas start to come down.
Oh God, what did they do? That's all I'm thinking in my head. Like, please.
Yeah. But you do see that the stairway stays lowered at this point. And you see the little drone following them too.
Okay, I knew about this droid, right? Yeah, I've seen the droid.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the droid from Okay.
Yeah, that's the little drone. They call him Charlie now. Is Silas gonna do the thing that you texted me about first?
If there's an opening,
Give me 1 second. Hold
Yeah.
there's an opening. Yes.
Are you and Eedee gonna
I yes, Edie and I were gonna do the
the one too?
old who's on first.
Okay. So you see that the Dr. Shakti was sitting at a table about to enjoy some of the dinner. Very minimal plate attached to them or sitting in front of them. So you can go ahead and roll your pickpocketing. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm gonna spend 2 character points.
Okay.
Cause just to be on the so
Okay.
20 total.
20 total. Let's see if Dr. Shakti can notice you. Oh, good. My rolls are terrible still.
Perfect.
Uh,
That's what I wanted.
roll the 9.
Damn it! I wasted character points. Oh well.
That's what you get. But still, it's better to be safe than sorry.
Exactly.
You manage to, while Eedee is talking to them about what they saw inside the temple, which is just gibberish because he is literally jumping from one subject to another, with no no real thought to like extrapolate the information. He's just like forward vomiting. And you manage to take advantage of that situation and just kind of clip the lightsaber back onto their belt. You do see that Flid is a little bit further down the table. You can see there are now more Vergethen than you remember there being. What do you want to do?
I am going to walk. I'm gonna go. Can I find the Vergethen, the main one, the chieftain?
From your little alcove, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see that he's with two other older looking Vergethen, who also have like similarly sized crystals.
Okay.
And as they're talking, their crystals are kind of, what's it called? They're cycling through their individual colors. Like one chieftain is green, one chieftain is blue, and one chieftain is kind of pink. But the crystals themselves, like as one of them is as like, let's say the pink one is talking to the green one, like the green will shift to have a pink resonance. If you notice very slight changes in the crystal coloring,
Okay.
but they're all kind of interacting with each other. And as you approach, he kind of looks over at you and is like, "Yes, this is the outsider, one of the outsiders that came to our village." And the other two are like, "Oh, we saw the ships in the sky. We wondered what it was about."
Uh, Greetings and salutations. I'm not sure if they were necessarily coming on Ark, but I'm glad to see that y'all are safe, and you've joined the rest of the group. Sir, I do know from what I've seen that you guys hold these crystals in high regard. So I would be remiss to not give this to you that I found while um, fiddling around in the temple. And I take out the broken kyber crystal.
You see all three of them kind of take a step back from you. You have a shattered crystal. This is a bad omen.
Not the first bad omen that I've had in my life.
We must bury it.
But
Give it the proper send off. Must be reunited with its bonded mate.
can I ask a question? Do 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 you typically hear things when interacting with these crystals? Because I mean, I heard something.
You might have heard an echo of the bonded mate that it had.
Okay. Yeah, because it sounded like a child, and I hope that this doesn't mean that there's a child that needs to go on a walk somewhere.
He laughs and he's like, "No, that is not a Vergethen crystal. So that must be one of the Jedi crystals that you have in your possession."
Okay. Um, well, I'm gonna go speak to. I appreciate that. I'm gonna go ahead and bury this. Do do whatever you suggested on that. I'm gonna talk to the captain. We may need to speak to you in a bit um, regarding certain matters. But again, I thank you for the hospitality, and I kind of like bow my head,
Yeah,
and like I don't know what, like I'm just
yeah,
like, mm-hmm.
yeah. They nod at you.
And I walk over to Flid.
Yep.
Uh, Captain,
Hmm. Yeah.
You have a moment? Do you have a moment? And I kind of like motion for you to get away from the table.
Yeah, I make sure to see all the food and everything is going good. You know.
Yeah.
And I walk away.
So there was a lot of there's some interesting things that happened in the temple. Um,
I saw you two go up to the temple.
hmm yeah, pretty old. There's a lot of old things in there. Like apparently an original lightsaber with a battery pack. I mean, old. Um,
You
but
lightsaber?
that's not what I'm. Yeah, but that's not what I'm concerned with. I don't think the Jedi are meaning any harm that are up there. See,
One, ones that attacked us?
see, I, I, I don't. I think there might have been a misunderstanding. Um, I mean, Dr. Shakti and Eedee can probably shed some more light on it, but I mean, I'm gonna sound crazy, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but um, we met a a, a, a ghost with the from the old Jedi.
My ears start to wiggle when you say ghost.
Yeah, yeah. Um, very nice. Ictris was the name. He was a very nice gentleman. Wouldn't let me steal things. I mean, borrow things. But
Right.
he confirmed my sister's up there. So is Doman Crow. Um, he also mentioned he was getting an idea that it wasn't anything violent that they were here for, that it was more surprise. I guess they may not have been aware that this place even existed.
Interesting.
This may not be what these people think it is, but then again, it's a risk. So um, I'm just letting you know that temple's got a whole lot of secrets and gadgets inside of it that um, I I don't know if I'm ready for. I'm ready without. I hate to say this, but without Edie and Dr. Shakti, it may prove difficult for us to navigate. But no, my sister doesn't mean me any harm, and I wonder if maybe kind of parlay would be an.
I pace back and forth, rubbing my head, taking off my beanie, feeling through my goatee, and I'm like, and I should go up there.
We shall go up there.
Yeah, you and I.
I'm not going to let you go up there by yourself, especially since it's my sister.
But
Who?
I said you and I.
All right, because I only heard you say I. But
No. Sorry, you
okay,
and I.
okay.
And I yeah, that Silas, just one thing I've learned throughout all this is you chose for me to be captain as long as you were there so I can hear you out, take your advice, and I don't take that lightly. If you think we should parlay, shall parlay. Plus, it's your sister. I don't think your sister do any harm to you.
Now,
No?
my other concern would be there's a whole lot left of this temple, and there's not exactly a way out of here at the moment. So we because as far as I recall, we were being sealed in as we were going, and I'm assuming based on these other folks showing up here that they came from other directions as well. So you may need to ask if there is a possibility for us to get out of here, or if we would in fact need to further explore the temple and find a way out that way.
I can ask around and see if there's other way around. Best if Dr. Shakti and Edie probably stay on here. Mingle. In case best not to bring up the temple to your sister or anybody. Or she means you no harm. The temple now shall be kept between us. As far as the location, everything, these people.
That's all. That's all well and good, Cap. Will tell you that the odds are they already know about. I'm still new to all these little weird feelings from this gibberajou that Dr. Shakti put on me, but I felt the force. I felt my sister. I felt two others reaching. They probably know it's there. So the truth of the matter is it's only a matter of time before they find this location.
Right. So we better beat them to the punch then. Make sure they don't mean any harm. If what you and I, if you think they're here for other reasons, that's a problem.
I mean, there's only one way to find out. It appears that the three leaders of the groups are meeting over there where I spoke to them briefly. May want to bring them into the fold because they would be the best ones to tell us if there's even a chance for us to get back up there.
And we can.
But you're the captain. You do what you do best, and I will follow you.
I was gonna ask my sous chef, see if he knew anything. Instead of taking it to the elders, just in case they restrict us from going to the surface.
I'm with you.
He asked my little sous chef first, and if there's no answer from him, then I guess we'll go and talk to the elders.
I'll follow him.
So I head over to Chulis.
He's got a mouthful of tika fruit. But he smiles when you approach.
Hey, buddy, there you are, my sous chef over here.
Hi.
So sour now, huh?
No, it's not. It's not sour at all.
If there's any kind of like thing that I can grab, Will, I just like grab it and throw it in my mouth, like a random
Yeah. But yeah, you see this little Vergethen child, maybe about 3 feet tall. Excuse me. Got a little bald head. And you notice that he doesn't have a crystal. But he puts another piece of fruit in his mouth. I like this salad, Flid. Mr. Flid, it's very nice.
Flid's fine. You can just call me Flid. Good. Glad you like the salad, buddy.
Thank you.
I crouched down. Well, actually, I don't need to crouch down too much either. Short. I'm like, hey, Chulies, is there a way back out to the surface?
I've never seen one, but I heard that there is. Yeah. You see him kind of push some of the fruit underneath the leaves of vegetables that you gave him. He puts the plate back on his seat. He's like, I'm going to save these for my daddy.
Oh, that's really nice of you, Chulies. Dad would really nice of you, Chulies.
He looks at Silas, who's the new guy. He's like, my daddy is sleeping right now. When he wakes up, he's gonna wake up hungry.
I'm sure he will be. Little one, why I know thing around here is crystals. Where's your crystal?
I don't have a crystal.
Did you lose it?
No, no. I You see his mother kind of put her hand on his shoulder. He is not like the rest of us. Unfortunately, Trulis was not born with the bond.
Oh. Is he the only one, or there's others?
There are others, but they are rare.
That just means you're extra special, doesn't it?
He nods.
And I smile at him.
He's special. He think helped me put all this feast together.
I helped.
Hmm. I like kind of put my hand on his head and like rub it, do like the it's good, kid.
It makes you feel uneasy when you touch him.
Oh really?
Yeah. Like, I don't know if that would
Can I
affect your smile when you're smiling at him, but the second you make contact with him, it is like a sensation you've never felt before. Like, it's not cold or warm. Like, he is a kind of regular body temperature, but just making skin to skin contact gives you this feeling of abandonment all over again.
can I don't know if I want to do that. But I wanted to do a sense roll.
Choices.
I wanted to do a sense roll, but these people don't like Jedi.
Oh boy.
But are you a Jedi?
No, but I have sense. Oh, that's true. True. I'm gonna do sense.
Okay. Roll your one die.
Super one die. Woo, 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 woo.
Woo! 5. Not terrible. You stretch out with the force. Excuse me. You can see Eedee in the distance kind of turn in your direction, and there's like a slight nod. Dr. Shakti kind of turns to your direction, and they kind of cock their head, trying to figure out what you're doing. You notice that everyone, as you stretch out your senses, Flid, Chulis's mom, the other Vergethen around you, like everybody has a thread to the force that you can kind of feel. There's something that binds them to you, that binds them to the galaxy at large. But Chulis doesn't have that.
Hmm.
Like when you stretch out in his direction, there's nothing. There's the absence of a thread.
So there's no, I feel no connection to like the world or anything like that.
Yeah.
I kind of just like make like try to do. I guess it's kind of uncomfortable to smile, and I'm just like, Captain, we really should keep moving on what and try to figure out what we were. And I'm a little like, we should probably try to find other options to what we were trying to accomplish.
Yeah. Sure.
And I like nod, I nod, and I do the thing to the mother, and it was like, "It's a pleasure, ma'am."
It's nice to
Silas,
meet you.
and I turn around and I start walking away.
Right, Chulis.
Bye,
Brother
Mr.
Mio.
Flid.
I walk towards Silas. I
Are
believe
you
they haven't.
are you walking
Oh,
differently because of this? Would it be something that he could see, or
Yeah, there's an uncomfortableness to my walk because I'm basically I'm because right now I'm basically seeing uh and an emptiness that's in a hollow shell.
Hmm.
You know, it's confusing, and there's a lot of things just
yeah,
going on.
yeah?
I saw. I scattered. Jog up to him, and I'm like, I can't believe they haven't told them. Are you okay, Silas?
Something ain't right with him, Captain.
What
Something ain't right.
do you mean?
He's he ain't he's there, but he ain't there. Uh I the one thing that Edie taught me, um, I reached out, and I could feel everybody else's strings connected to the universe, to the force, to all that. Boy had nothing, no strings, heat, and I shiver, and I'm like, put my hand on his head. It was emptiness.
Mother did say he has no bond to the force.
Yeah, but just because you ain't got a bond to the force, don't mean you ain't got a bond to everything. He, it's almost like he doesn't exist.
I looked in that direction, and I see. I want to see if I see Chulis.
Yeah, yeah. He is playing with some little rag doll and kind of pretends to feed it a piece of fruit and then puts it in his own mouth, and you see just this big smile on his face, like a happy kid.
Right. This is gonna sound crazy now, Silas. You have me thinking crazy right now too. Earlier, he approached me. I helped him cook. Some plant creature tagged his father and another woman. Was able to at least keep his father from getting eaten. Chieftain still hasn't said anything to Chulis. As you can see, they're saving a meal. But they did acknowledge Chulis Looking, I see Chuli's. You said you saw a ghost in the temple. Was it anything like Chuli's? Because what if this is a ghost, but then the chieftain acknowledged him? We're talking to his mother. I talked to him, so I'm so confused right now.
No, see, I put my hand on his head and he was there. The thing in the temple was something different.
Just keep looking at while he's talking to me. I keep looking at Chuli's.
There's a moment where, as he's playing, he sees you looking at him, and he kind of stops and he stands up straight and he kind of waves at you very, really happily, like a big smile on his face.
Hey, wave back.
And then he goes
I
back to
look
playing.
back at Silas.
He goes back to playing.
Alright.
I'm gonna make a note of that because I'm gonna have to ask Edie and Dr. Shakti if they know anything about that. But right now, that's not my priority.
Let's go see the elders then, I guess.
Just tread lightly with them. You know they don't trust Force users or the Jedi.
Yeah, but we're not Jedi. I'm not a Jedi.
Right. But to them, we can use the Force, so we're a liability.
Oh yeah. See about that.
From one of the other tunnels, you see some torchlight. You can see a fourth Vergethen group has made their way, or is making their way to the center. There isn't the fanfare that there was before, though.
Those are the ostracized cousins.
You hear,
Like,
yeah, you hear a
they're here.
cascade, just a cascade of whispers. Excuse me. And you notice that even with the other Vergethen group when they arrived, there was a torchlight, but they also had the little colored lights of their crystals to kind of show you how many there were. With this new group coming in, you notice that there is none of that color wash. There's only the torchlight.
Okay. You're muted.
They have a torchlight.
They have a couple
They just have the
torches.
torch. They don't
Yeah.
have
The crystal.
Yeah.
the crystal.
There's no color wash among them, so all you really see is like maybe half a dozen torches, a couple of bodies so you can see around them, but you can also hear some like heavy stomping as they get closer.
Crowd, huh, Silas? We're all cheery and very festive when the other groups came in, but not so much of hey, you guys hate it. Thing.
I think we've just been introduced to the black sheep of these tribes. There's always one.
You also notice something different about them.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't here for the other ones to arrive, so I wouldn't know that the other one arrived with those.
I look closely to see. Do any of them have crystals?
Give me a excuse me, a low light roll.
Can I use my enhanced senses?
Yeah.
Oh.
Ooh. Wait, but that's a red
Ooh,
box.
20. Yeah, with a 1 on the wild die. That's sad. Um,
Sad turn.
yeah, given the distance and as they're coming closer, you notice that the the torchbearers look like they have the same kind of leather thongs that go down into their tunics, so they might be hiding their crystals. But the bodies in the shadows that you can't really make out, you can't tell. But you also kind of can barely make out what looks to be something about 15 or 16 feet tall.
Oof.
And that seems to be what's making the stomping noise that's coming from the back.
Think. Yes.
I take a look over there now after he points it out and see if I can make anything out.
Make a perception roll.
13.
13. You see the same thing. The torchbearers look like they have their crystals hidden in their tunics. The ones on the outside, it's just a little bit too shadowy to tell. But there is definitely something large coming behind them.
That's a big insert whatever here coming behind them.
Yeah, do you want to stick around for the big surprise, or do you want to continue heading towards the elder?
I mean, maybe we could ask them what the hell that is.
That too. I was thinking the same thing.
See that they stop about halfway into the garden. Rather, the torches stop moving. The stomping continues.
I grab Flid and I say, hang back a second. Let's see what happened.
Sure. About this?
I'm guessing that the folks we're walking over to go talk to are going to have some business with whatever this group is that just arrived and whatever that thing is.
And I look in that direction. Can we see what this big thing is yet?
No. But you do notice that the three elders have started to make their way over to where the torchbearers are.
That's what I figured.
You see the color wash come over the torchbearers, and you're not sure if it's the colors that are messing with you or if it's the distance and the shadows, but this group looks pale compared to the rest of them. And the one that steps forward to talk to the elders, you can see has face paintings. There's markings on his face. It looks like there's a discussion that becomes heated, and you see the head of the new group pull out what looks to be a non-colored crystal from his tunic, and then he kind of splits it in two. So he has one piece in each hand.
What?
The three others kind of step back, and then there's this red illumination that suddenly fills the shadows as the stomping becomes clear as to what they were, and it is 3 personal attack walkers. You can just see all 3 of them open fire on the group, and what was a celebration of these 3 clans coming together is now becoming a bloodbath as these ATPTs, the predecessor to the ATPTs, just kind of start stomping forward through the gathered masses. And as they do, you see this new group is hoisting up a kind of war banner, and they just push forward and overwhelm the 3 elders.
I am going to pull out my blaster.
Okay.
How far? About how many of these people are we seeing?
They
Estimated.
excuse me. With the blaster fire coming from the walkers, it looks like there's maybe 3 dozen.
Okay. I'm gonna make a run for one of the walkers.
Okay.
Oh boy.
He just so Flid just sees me see that, and I just draw my blaster and I just sprint.
Yeah. What is Flid gonna do then, following doing this situation?
I look around the crowd. See if there's anybody much. Try to help anybody that needs help, like any children, any women, any elders, anybody that needs help before they get fired upon. You know, push them out of the way, bring them into find cover for them. You know, be more play support.
Yeah, you see Eedee stand up on one of the tables and just point to the temple. He's like, "There is cover there. It should be safe." And people start to rush in that direction.
Listen to the droid. Listen to him. I started pointing and guiding people in his direction.
Dr. Shakti comes over, and they're like, "Flid, we don't know what they saw in there. Sure, it's safe?"
Yeah. Silas briefly explained to me what they saw, and it's perfectly good. Speaking of Silas can probably use some help. He's in the front lines as usual.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. And you see them start to help with getting people towards the temple. What are you doing, Silas?
I wanna. How tall are these walkers?
As you're running up to them, you can see that they're about 12 feet tall.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna try to do something weird, Will,
Okay.
and it's gonna reveal one of my little tricks. But
Sure.
am I able to use that cord that I have attached to the gun to as like a rope? Like if I were able to if I were to toss the gun up to the top of that thing, and then could I retract it and pull myself up to the top of the thing?
No, not pull yourself up because the gun weighs less than you, so physics would pull the gun towards you. Um,
No,
but
I'm talking about like using it like a grapple.
yeah. If
Like grapple.
if it hooks onto something, you could then use it to pull yourself up. But
Yeah.
you couldn't use it to rappel up.
Because what I'm thinking about doing is getting on top and killing whoever's driving it, and then using it on the other two.
I mean, the ATPTs don't have an armored canopy. Like they're open. Like a
Oh, they are?
it's like a convertible.
Oh, then I'm gonna shoot it at the closest guy.
Okay, yeah.
Actually, I'm gonna actually. Oh, I don't have any force points. I hate you. I was gonna shoot at both two of them. You know what? I'll shoot at two of them. There's three of them. I'll shoot at two of them.
Okay. You do have some character points.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna use character points.
Well, I was gonna say, since you have a plethora of character points currently,
Mm-hmm.
would you be okay with spending 9 of them
Mm-hmm.
to manifest your control at 1 die?
Oh yeah, do that.
Okay.
So I'm down to 30. I'll subtract it. I'm down to 39 character points.
And we'll say, since you never got a sense power, that your first power will be your control and sense power.
Oi. Moving on up.
Oh. There you go. You have your first force power.
Okay. What does that do?
It
One?
it
Which
is
people's?
it is like lightsaber combat, but for blasters.
That's exactly what Silas needed right there.
That's what I get for not stealing from the Jedi Temple.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna be like Christian Bale in Equilibrium.
Yes.
Yeah. Because there's no kyber to focus through the force through your blaster, though, it is weaker than lightsaber combat.
Okay.
So activating it gives you, for every 2 sense dice that you have, or rather, half of your sense goes to your blaster skill, and half of your control can add or subtract from your blaster damage.
Okay.
But it's always round down. So if you right now you would get no bonus for it,
Okay.
but you have it. It exists.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
And would you roll to shoot?
Oh, let me. So if I'm doing 2 shots, it's -1 and then -2, right?
-1 die to the first shot because you're taking 2
Yeah.
actions, and then -2 to your second shot.
So I got a 24 on the first shot
Okay.
and a 24 on the second shot at -2.
Both hit. Roll damage.
All right. So first one, 14 damage,
Okay.
and then 11 with the red. I don't know how that works with damage.
That doesn't matter for damage.
Okay.
Okay. So, I rolled a 3 on the first one. So that's difference of 11. So that's wounded twice. And then I rolled a 1 for a difference of 10. So this poor man takes 2 blaster bolts as you're running towards him, and you just hear the Wilhelm scream as he falls off the back of this walker. You see,
And Boldy.
yeah, he didn't need that when he woke up today. But you see that some of the other Vergethen notice what you've done, and 2 of them come split off and come towards you. Flid, as you're helping, you hear the familiar heavy blaster pistol that Silas has. And then you hear a scream, and one of the walkers' front ends just comes collapsing down. And you see that instead of 6 red bolts of energy coming at this group. There are now 4.
But how's crowd control going and everything on my end?
The group seems to be going up into the temple like Eedee suggested,
Right.
but because the elevator inside can only take a certain number of people, they're kind of bottlenecked right now.
That's why I figured I'm gonna have to make a stand.
I see
To the
Chulis.
not-
What happened?
See Chulis.
He is with his mother currently. They're at the bottom of the steps.
Okay, so they're good and safe. That's closer than the temple, correct?
Yeah, they're closer to the temple.
Eedee's still directing traffic. Where's Dr. Shakti?
Helping.
Yeah, I wanna get a good look at where everybody is.
Yeah, Eedee and Dr. Shakti are on either side of this kind of funnel of people, and they're just helping. If anybody falls or anything happens to somebody, like they rush over and they help. But they're pretty much just kind of like hurting right now, like a good kind of shepherd dog.
And do I see Silas?
Yeah, you see that there are two of the Vergethen have split off and are heading towards him, and that he has probably murdered whoever the pilot was.
And the 2 Vergethens heading his direction. Are they part of our group or part of that group?
No, they're part of the bad group.
Heading towards him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm gonna head in that direction then to try and stop both of them or at least one of them.
Okay.
I'm there like I try to hype myself up and like start like bolting in that direction.
Okay. I will say that you're moving in on them gets you within your medium range of the blaster pistol. So I don't know if you want to take a shot there or if you want to wait until they're in your short range.
Just running. I just keep running.
Okay.
Yeah. Hoping
take a shot while you run.
Hoping I don't trip and fall. Doing something heroic and then
Yep. If you're gonna focus on just running over there, then give me a run check. You can get any bonus.
What's the guy from Jurassic Park? Shoot!
Shoot! Clever girl.
Clever girl.
Would that be dexterity or strength?
Yeah, that would fall under dexterity. You don't got running, bro? That's never run in his life.
Flid doesn't need to run in a kitchen, all right?
Never run anywhere. I got running.
Yeah, right. What a good life Flid has led.
Yeah, bro. He ain't gotta run nowhere.
Flid don't gotta run. Flid cooks his food and everything.
Gotta run to the supermarket. That's the only running he gotta do.
Yo, that's why Flid was a little stocky, little belly.
He definitely not running for that ice cream, I'll tell you that.
No, I guess I know what I'm training him on the ship for.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give him a little treadmill.
Come here, Porky.
Yeah, give him a little Peloton.
A little Peloton, yeah.
Yeah.
He has the little videos. Oh my god, the Peloton videos on a Star Wars are probably amazing.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, guys, we're gonna jam to this next song. Play
that song again. You got it.
Let's do it again.
So. Excuse me. You see
More
the
blaster training for
yeah
Flid.
the two that are
Running.
rushing towards Silas. They unsheath what looks to be these wickedly dull colored gems, like kyber crystals that have been sharpened almost like obsidian. Like they've been hit against other rocks to create these kind of ritualistic knives. Uh, and they just kind of start rushing towards you, and you see that they get up to about 10 feet away from you, and they start to circle you. You are an outsider. You have no business in this tribal warfare. Put your weapon down. We will not cut your face.
Are they? Am I tracking them?
Yeah.
Cool. So I kind of put my hands. I'm like, and I look and like I see. I see Flid's running towards me?
Yeah.
I go like this, and then guess what comes out again, Will? Sleeve gun and my other blaster, and I shoot by both of them.
Okay.
Yeah. I was waiting for that. As soon as the hands went up, I'm like, please do it. Please do it.
Mhm.
Please do it. Please do
The
it.
sleeve gun's coming back out. Thing is, I know I can't shoot both of them in one. I'm not fast enough to go like pa 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 pa.
Yeah.
That's why.
It's gonna be the same thing. It's gonna be -1 die to your first shot, -2 die to your second shot. But they're gonna just do different damage.
All right. So for the first one, 27.
27. Jesus, yeah.
Yo, who are you?
And then and then the second one, 24.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna
Like-
roll to dodge.
All right. So for the sleeve gun,
Yeah.
11 damage.
11 damage.
And then for the other gun, 12 damage.
12 damage.
you can possibly be scared, John Wick.
Uh,
That guy doesn't scare easily.
So the guy that you shot with the sleeve gun, he kind of stumbles backwards, holding his chest where you shot him. But you notice that there is some kind of crystalline armor underneath him, underneath his tunic.
Okay.
The other guy you managed to shoot where there is no armor. And you hear him scream as he drops his blade. He's just like, no, this is not what I signed up for.
It's the German tribe.
Yeah.
9. This is not what I signed up for. No.
You said there would be no weapons.
No, stop.
I do
Stop.
not like this. Not one.
Yeah.
Stop.
I'm going back to Dusseldorf.
Yeah. He's already killed Rilden. I don't want to die.
I want an entire backstory of this guy.
But he starts to back away.
The spin-off starts.
Yeah, he starts to back away.
Like, how about you drop your weapon? And I look at weapon, or sorry, weapon. I look to the guy that's still up.
Flid, you're maybe 20 meters away now. And you see that one of them is backing away. He's holding the part of the underarm where he got shot. And just cursing under his breath. Just rambling about how he doesn't even know why this whole thing has started or why it's happening. The other guy is still kind of squaring off against Silas.
I'm gonna get enough energy and try to tackle the guy
Yep.
talking to himself.
Are you gonna tackle him with the blaster?
Right? Yeah, I'm trying not to use the
Stab
blaster. The last time I used the blaster, it was not pretty. All right.
All right, stab him.
All right.
Kick him
Make a brawling check then.
have brawling? Oh, I don't.
Oh
Oh,
my god, he doesn't have running or brawling.
God, this guy. Damn you, Flid.
The best
Took him
chef
to death,
ever.
Flid. Took him.
Strength.
It's just strength. Best chef ever.
Uh,
Oh my god, I rolled a 7.
Oh, bananas.
Roll your strength for damage.
I can
Okay,
picture
actually-
this. Oh my god, I picture this guy squaring off, trying to be all tough, and then just Flid just.
Well,
what do I?
Flid's attacking the guy that backed away.
Oh, I thought you were attacking the guy that was squaring up.
No.
Go for damage.
But why would you attack the guy that's leaving and scared?
Stop him from leaving so we can question him.
Let him leave. There's people with weapons. He doesn't have his weapon and said this.
Flid doesn't do a lot of combat, man.
Did you roll your strength for damage?
Where's that? Like just strength?
Just strength, yeah.
Okay.
7. This time I rolled an 8. So you go barreling into this guy. He takes the brunt of your weight, but then he just kind of falls with you. And he's like, okay, I give up. Jeez. I was already leaving. This isn't what I signed up for anyway.
I look at try to catch my breath because I'm sure it's so out of shape. He's
Yeah.
puffing.
He looks at your face, and then you see him throw up. And he's like, "What are you? You are disgusting. Why are your eyes so
This is
big?"
the best character we've ever encountered in this game.
I love this guy.
I
know
want
what?
to befriend him. I want him as part of my crew.
I think he's gonna be part of our crew.
He better be. If not, then what the hell are we fighting for?
What was the point of this game back in December?
Yeah.
Oh
What?
my god.
What was all Bespin for, if not for this?
Oh my god. This is the greatest thing ever. Brandon's missing the greatest thing ever.
The greatest character.
But yeah, you see the guy that squared up with you. He is gonna try to stab you.
That's why you go for
Yo, you can take this. Yo, I'm telling you, use a pencil.
it too, bro.
Would you like to dodge?
Yes, would. Very much like to dodge.
Like you're badass than John Wick at this point.
I got a 23 to dodge.
Oh my god! I thought that I was gonna have you.
Look at that 20. Yo, how do you roll like 20s?
Because my dex is a base 6.
Yeah, his race is dex based.
I maxed my dex for my guy. I'm a gunslinger. That's the first thing I maxed out.
Shit.
So my running's at 6.
I'm here rolling like 7s and 8s.
Yeah.
Jeff comes out. Oh, a 23.
Yeah, you're also a Celestin, so it's expected for you to roll like 7s and 8s.
Yeah.
But yeah, you see that he takes a wild swing, and he would have connected, but there's just the noise behind you, and hearing Flid actually get into combat that just kind of hypes you up and gives you this little momentum to just duck out of the way his last second.
Okay.
If you shoot him, you will be at -1 die.
How does it work in Star Wars to draw a new weapon?
You can just draw a new weapon.
Awesome. Okay. Guess I had something else that was in my my repertoire that's gonna be coming out right now. I see him, I dodge, and I just shrug, and I pull out my vibro rapier, and I stab the guy in the face.
Wow. Rapier that's not. Wow.
Wow.
I have a vibro rapier.
Yeah. So that's going to be melee combat, which is another dexterity-based skill. So get ready for another
Yeah, I have it.
20 plus.
Oh, I got a 19, but you know what?
You got 19?
You know what? I'm gonna spend a character point. Just because I really want to stab him in the face. So 22.
22. Yeah, my 11 doesn't beat that. You hit him. Roll your
Okay.
damage.
Cool. 14 damage
Oh my god.
and a green box.
Yeah, I rolled 2 ones.
Oh Jesus!
Wow. Oh, he's
Yeah, so
So with a
you.
flurry, I'm just standing there with the gun. The sleeve gun comes in, and Flid just sees me just like draw out the rapier, and I just flip it, and I just stab him in the face. I'm like, keep going, Flid, you're doing great. And I pull the knife, I pull it out, and then
Yeah.
I sheath it again.
Yeah. You just see this beautiful flurry of steel, and it's kind of just like has after images kind of following it, because the vibration of the rapier, and then you just see this spurt of blood, almost like you would see in a Akira Kurosawa movie or a Japanese samurai movie. And all you see is Silas kind of sheathing the blade again with his other hand still holding the blaster, but encouraging you to do whatever you're doing. And the other guy, again, you see him, the guy that you're on top of, like he tries to stifle another bit of vomit, but he just ends up vomiting to the side again. He's like, "What kind of name is Flid? Fuck, he's stupid. Get off me! The big eyes and those cavernous ears." Oh.
I punch him in the face. Like, enough out of you.
Royal brawling.
Muting, I'm sorry. I'm gonna be.
Oh.
Shit, I don't even got brawling either.
Yeah, that's on the
Gosh.
strength.
Bro, he can hear with his cavernous ears. He can't run, brawl, or
Ooh, I got a 15.
what's the blue? What was the blue?
And my wild die exploded.
Nice. Yeah, you punch him, and you hear the kind of thunk as the back of his head hits the ground behind him, and you just see him go unconscious.
Oh gosh, I killed him. Oh god, I'm like try to slap his face.
Good, because they're trying to kill you. There's more, and I point that way. And I'm like,
Silas, I think I killed him. One punch.
part of me wants to just shoot him and be like, now you definitely like, no, but I'm not gonna shoot him.
Yeah. You
And
can
I'm
see
like-
that
I'm
he's
like-
still breathing.
Okay, no.
Okay.
He's breathing. You're fine.
All right.
There's other ones though.
This is too much. This is too much.
Listen,
Combat.
if that's what you do to people that have already given up, I want to see what you do to people that haven't.
And I look in that direction.
Yeah, there's still you can see that they've taken the 3 elders and they've kind of propped them up on these wooden crosses. They look like they've been
Ow.
beaten within an inch of their lives, and they're just kind of parading them towards where all of these people are gathered, and you can just see that one of the walkers has turned in your direction and is coming towards you and Silas. The other one is still firing on the people, and you see that one of the shots hits the base of the stairway, and you hear a scream, and at one of the steps you can see Chulis's mom trying to pull him up.
No, don't do this.
And there's people just kind of screaming in pain. Some of them have started to come down the steps to kind of help.
Flid, go for the walker. I'll take care of this. Start. I sprint towards the walker that's coming at me, and then I'm gonna take 2 shots at it once I'm close enough.
The cavern starts to shake, and you see the actual ziggurat itself start to lift and get higher, and after a moment you see that everything has stopped. Everyone, there's a couple people that have come over to help Chulis's mother pull him back up onto the step, but you notice that the entire temple is floating up out of the cavern. Chunks of earth are coming down. Among them, one big rock kind of comes crashing down where this anti-Vergethen group is gathered, crushing a few of them. And another one kind of comes down, crushes the other walker that was heading towards the temple. But Silas, you feel excuse me. You feel Nella. You feel another person pulling on the force. You start to feel a good dozen people above you just pulling this temple up out of the ground. And as it starts to clear the cavern and these motes of dust and sand and earth start to fall and cascade downwards, Eedee and Dr. Shakti kind of help people clear the area, get them underneath where it's safest, and you see as this monstrous double ziggurat is pulled up into the air, the clusters of the kyber crystals underneath start to illuminate. The Vergethen that you had been a part of, even the three elders that are kind of hoisted up on their makeshift crucifixes, you can see that all of their crystals are glowing the same color. And then everyone that you can see, you can hear now starting to hum. They're chanting something. And as part of the cavern collapses, you can see this tiny humanoid just kind of riding this cascade of earth and rock. Its hands are upwards, kind of helping to guide this monstrous temple back to where it should be in the air. And as it comes down, you see the walker nearest you turns towards it, and it opens fire. And with one hand stretched outward towards the walker itself, you see the blaster bolts stop dead in their tracks. And then they just reverse their projection and go flying back towards the walker, and you see it explode. And the pilot just barely manages to eject himself before the thing becomes just a flaming wreck. And as this temple starts to return the humming, almost in sync with all of the chanting that's going on, you feel each of these 12 people, these 12 Jedi above you, start to stop pulling on the Force. 1, 2, 3, all the way down until Nella and Yeomans are the last. And then you see that this creature, who must be 3.5 feet tall, almost 4 feet tall, just starts waddling towards the two of you.
God.
And you just hear from above, Master Yoda, is everything fine down there? And this is where we'll stop for tonight. So I want to thank everybody for tuning in. As always, you can catch us on Fridays for more Star Wars Out in the Dark. I will see you on Monday for our Vampire the Masquerade game. Tuesday, I should not have anything going on, but I would be next month hanging out at the McStabber Studio. So if you're not following them, please give them a follow. Their information should be coming up in our Twitch chat right now. As always, if you haven't gotten vaccinated, please get yourself vaccinated. We're not out of the woods yet, and we could definitely use all the help we can get. So please, if you haven't, go get your vaccine. We need all the help we can get. If you are watching live, as always, we take mental health very seriously here. So please, if you feel like you need help and you're watching live right now, there's going to be some helplines that you can call if you're in the United States. And if you're not in the United States, there is a link going up as well, so you can kind of find the resources in your area to get the help that you need. If you're a friend or family member of somebody that is usually a strong personality or happy-go-lucky personality, please check in on them, check in on everyone, because you never know what somebody's going through. And mental health is part of our general health. I mean, it's in the title itself, so please check in on not just yourselves, but each other. And as always, it has been a pleasure. I will see you either on Monday for our vampire campaign or next Friday for our Star Wars continuation. And in October, make sure that you're following McStabber Studios so you can see our Mage game set in 1985 Miami. As always, please take care of yourselves, and I will see you when I see you.